we're going to start the spec exam study. I've been kind of lazy, so I'm starting at 10:20 p.m. So I'm probably only going to do calculator 3 today, and then I'll do 2 exams tomorrow. We'll finish off calculator sim tomorrow, and then I'll do the 2019 exam. So that's part of my plan, because I was lazy. I was out for a bit longer than I thought I would, and then when I was home, I was like, I don't want to study. But here we are. I got to do some at least, so 50 minutes. Let's go. Oh yeah, I haven't done any studies, so hopefully I'm probably not going to do too well at this exam, but we'll see. Okay, find g of f of x. So I just got to sub in square root of x minus 3 all over square root of x minus 3 minus 2. Determine the domain for g of f of x. Well, first of all, x minus 3 must be greater than or equal to 0. Therefore, x must itself be greater than or equal to 0. And then this cannot be, so x minus 3 square root minus 2 cannot equal 0. So let's see the value if it does equal 0. Square root of x minus 3 is going to equal 2. So then x cannot equal, I want that to be 4. So it needs to be 7. Because that would be x minus 3 equals 4x equals 7. Therefore, we have that domain is going to be x is going to be greater than, x is a part of the real such that x has to be greater than 3 and x cannot equal 7. Okay, given that f of that is it true, that f negative 1 is equal to 4. No. No, because that's not within the bounds. Because I can't sub in. Oops. No, because range of f negative 1 is equal to the domain of f. So it's going to be equal to y is a part of the real such that y is greater than or equal to 3 and y cannot equal 7. And then, wait, that asks for domain, right? Yeah. Oh, no, hold on. I don't want this. I want that domain of f negative 1 is equal to range of f oh wait, no, I can, hold on. Wait, I'm thinking about this the wrong way. This is f of negative 1. So if I sub in 4 for, let's see, f of 4 is equal to square root 4 minus 3, hold on, square root of 4 minus 3 minus 2. So this is going to be equal to 1 over negative 1. It's going to be for negative 1. Therefore, f of negative 1 is equal to 4. True. I don't think I'm being stupid. Pretty sure that's right. Yeah. Okay. Let's go solve the following system equations. How do we want to do this? If I add these, comes negative 2z. Let's do as a matrix. So we're going to have 4, 2, 1, negative 1, 1, negative 1, negative 2, negative 1, negative 1, and 5, 4, 3. So let's say row 2, actually no, let's do row 1 minus 4 row 3, and then row 2 minus 2 of row 3. So then this is going to be 0. negative 1 minus 4 of negative 1 is going to be negative 1 plus 4, so that's going to be 3. And then it's going to be negative 2 plus 4, so 2. 5 minus 12 is going to be negative 7. It's going to be 2. It's going to be 3 because we're adding 2 and then adding 2. So then this would be 4 minus 6, which is negative 2. I think 4 minus 6, yep, that makes sense. So 0, negative 1. Oh, sorry, no, that's just 1. Negative 1, negative 1, and then that stays as 3. So now let's do now row 2 minus row 1. Minus row 1. So I'm going to have 0, 3, 2, 7, 0, 0, negative 1. Now negative 2 minus negative 7 is going to be 2, negative 2 plus 7, so that's going to be 5. And I get negative 1, 1, negative 1, negative 1, 3. So then therefore z is going to equal negative 5. So then I have 3y minus 10 equals negative 7. Y is going to equal 1. So then x minus 1 plus 5 equals 3. Plus 4, x is equal to negative 1. Let's see. So if I sub in negative 1 minus 1 plus 5, that equals 3. Negative 4 plus 1 plus 10. That one doesn't end up being right. Oh, because that is just a minus 1. So yeah, minus 5. Minus 1, minus 5. Okay, nice. Pretty happy with that. Okay, consider another set of equations where k is a constant. It can be shown that this system can be reduced to the following. Explain whether or not the system of equations will have a unique solution for all real values of k. If not, explain the geometric interpretation of this. No. Because I'm going to say no. When k equals negative 1, x, y, and z will be undefined because it will be negative 1 plus 1 should be 0. X, y, and z will be undefined. So if it doesn't have a unique solution, then that means this could be 3 planes that are not intersecting. This could be 3 non-intersecting planes. I think they could be like, is the word skewed planes? It's not intersecting or skewed planes. Okay. Let a equals, z equals a plus bi. No, actually, if I'm gonna be honest, I forgot how like nice specs is. Okay, never mind. There's a 5-mark question. But it's coming up soon as well. Alright, whatever. Obtain an equation relating a, b, given that 3 of z minus 1, or z minus I over z equals 0. So then z minus I over z is going to be a plus bi minus I all over a plus bi. So this is just going to be, actually wait, no, let me just write it like this. Because z over z is obviously going to be 1 minus I over z, a plus bi. So then 1 minus I of a minus bi all over a squared plus b squared. Then I'm going to multiply this by a minus bi all over a minus bi. gives me a squared and then negative bi squared. So b squared. So 1 minus ai minus bi squared. So b squared plus b squared all over a squared plus b squared. Now the only real part of this, so real of z minus I over z is going to be equal to negative ai all over a squared plus b squared. Chat, am I cooking? I don't think I'm cooking. I am definitely not cooking. So then 0 would equal negative ai over a squared plus b squared. But it wants an equation relating a and b. Did I do anything wrong though? A minus bi, ai, negative bi squared, so plus bi squared, multiplied by conjugate. And oh wait, real. Oh no, not imaginary. So this would be 1 minus b squared on a squared plus b squared. Sorry, I was thinking about the imaginary. My bad. So this is 1 minus b squared on a squared plus b squared equal to 0. So then b squared is going to be equal to, no, let's do the full thing. B squared a plus b squared is going to equal 1. So then b squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. Relating a and b given that. What? Because if I just minus b squared, am I doing something wrong? Negative bi squared is negative b times negative 1, so positive b. Oh, it's just positive b, not b squared. Apologies. So this is just b equal to that. So then maybe I say a squared is going to equal square root of b minus b squared. Okay. Plus or minus b minus b squared. Yeah, okay. Let z, okay, turn expression for 2i over z, conjugate of z. So 2i is equal to 2 cis of pi on 2, because we're heading straight up, so it's pi on 2. And then conjugate is going to be r cis of negative theta. So if I have theta going that way, the negative theta will take me that way. Okay. So then 2i over r is equal to 2 cis of pi on 2 all over r cis of negative theta. When I'm dividing, I do divide the size, and then I do cis of, it'll be pi on 2 minus negative theta, so cis of pi on 2 plus theta. That was pretty sure I have to conjugate to get it down here, and that's theta, and that's theta, but negative. Yeah, okay. So plus argument of z plus r in terms of theta. Z plus r. Let z equal r cis of theta. So this is going to be r cis of theta plus r in terms of theta. So this is going to be r cis of theta, and if r is just r, this has to be r cis of cosine of 0? What if I draw this? Let's see. That's r, and that's r. Okay, I think I'm onto something with this geometric interpretation. They love to throw these questions where you really have to do geometry. So let's say that's r, that's some length r, and then I want to add r. That's also r. So right now I have an isosceles triangle, and I want to find the argument of it. And that's R. Would this just be the bisector of that? So that's theta. Would that just be the half of this theta angle? I'll say that this is Z plus R. Is it just a bisector because it's going across the diagonal? Let's see. These angles would be the same. Yeah, I think by symmetry they have to be half. Wait, no, because that angle and this angle are the same. Oh, yeah, okay. So, since we write this, I'll do this a bit nicer. Since this is a isosceles triangle, this angle here, let me get rid of these two angles being the same. This angle and this angle have to be the same. And so do this angle and this angle. And since they are both looking at some opposite side of R, these have to be the same. So then argument of Z plus R by isosceles triangle, argument of Z plus R is going to be equal to theta on 2. Okay. 8. Graph is shown below. Determine the values. Explain your choice. Okay, so I have vertical asymptotes at -2 and 3. So let's just say that C is 2. No, C is -2. Which is D is 3. And C will be -2. Because then that would be -2, so it'll be +2, -2. Yep. Okay. And then what else do I have? Minus B, x minus A, x minus B. So then when these are 0, I get zeros on my graph. So I get -3. So let's say A is -3, and then B can be 1. And then K, let's just take a point. Let's say 4 and 7. So 4, 7, and that 7 is going to equal k of x plus 3, which is going to be 4 plus 3, of 4 minus 1, all over 4 plus 2, and 4 minus 3. So 7 is going to be equal to 7 times 3k all over 6 times 1. So then let's do 6. These 7s will cancel. When I multiply by 6 divided by 3, I'm going to have k is going to be equal to 2. K is 2. Does that work for the rest? Let's say 0. If I get 0, it will be negative 3 on negative 6, 2, negative 6. Yep. Okay, that's all good. Nice. Let's go on. Using the substitution, u equals oh, what? Wait, huh? Okay. U equals cosine of 2x. Wow. So let's say du dx is going to be negative 2 sine of 2x. Cosine, when you differentiate it, you're going to get a negative number. Then let's say when x equals pi on 4 u, so that's going to be cosine of pi on 2, going to be 0. And then when x equals 0, u is going to be 1. So I'm going to get, therefore, I'm going to have 0 to, so 1 to 0 of u to the power 1008. And let's see, I need a negative 2, so I'm going to pull a negative half out here. I'm going to say sine of 2x dx. I'll say here du is going to be equal to negative 2 sine of 2x dx. So it's going to be negative 1 on 2 of 0 to 1 of u of 1008 du. So half of, so okay, we're going to raise the power by 1. So u to the power 1009 to the 1009 from 0 to 1. Well, 0 to the power of anything is going to be, I see where this is going. 0 to the power of anything is just going to be 0. So this is going to be negative a half on 1 over 1009. It's going to be 1, negative 1 on 2018. How nice is that? It's very smart. Is it negative though? Yeah, it's going to be negative. I like that question. Very nice, very nice. Okay. Given that the terminal values of a and b, so we need that 2 is going to equal a of x plus 1 plus b of x minus 1, that is cross multiplied. And then let x, let's say at x equals, let's say x equals 1, 2 is going to be equal to 2a, and then b is 0, so then we're going to have a is equal to 1. And then since a equals 1, we're going to have x, but we have 0x out here, so then b has to equal negative 1. So b equals negative 1. That also makes sense because it's going to be plus 1, and then negative 1 is plus 1, so it gets 2. So then a and b are 1 and negative 1. Hence determine 1x squared. So this is the integral of difference of squares, so plus 1 x minus 1 dx. is the integral of 1 on x minus 1 plus minus 1 on, make sure it's x plus 1. Let's see if I cross multiply. That. Okay, nice. So dx. I always have a feeling with what do you call these? The fraction bits that I always mess it up somehow. But I do think it's correct. Okay, so then this is just going to equal ln absolute value of x minus 1 minus ln of x plus 1 plus c. And we'll simplify that, so ln of x minus 1 on x plus 1 plus c. Okay. Solve the equation, giving solutions in polar form. So let's say z to the power of 3 is going to equal negative 1. So z to the power of 3 is going to equal 1 cis of pi. Yep. So z k is going to equal cis of pi on 3 plus 2 pi k on 3. Given that k is going to equal 0, 1, and 2. So then z of 0 is going to equal cis of pi on 3. Z of 1 is going to equal cis of pi on 3 plus 2 pi on 3, so it's be cis of pi. And then z2 is going to equal cis of, and then so we're going to have 5 pi on 3, so we're going to go 1 pi on 3 the other way, so negative pi on 3. To be shown, the p of z can be written, determine q of z. So z to the power of 5 minus 2z4 plus 5z3. Why is this one mark? Z squared 2z plus 5 is going to equal z to the power of 3 plus 1 side of. We're definitely going to have a z squared. Definitely going to have a 5. And then plus a of z. Minus 2z. I'm looking at this minus 2z term. The only way to get that one singular z is for these two terms to multiply. Let's just make sure that's correct. Let's say I'm looking for z to the power of 3. I have 5z to the power of 3 plus, is that it? Yeah, that's it. 5z to the power of 3. That's what I'm looking for. Z to the power of 4. Is it minus 2z to the power of 4? Yes. Z squared is just 1. Okay. So then q of z is going to equal z squared minus 2z plus 5. Hence solve the equation, giving all solutions in Cartesian form of a plus bi. So then 5 minus 2z for 5z3 plus z squared minus 2z plus 5 equals 0. Then I know this is the same as z3 plus 1 of z squared minus 2z plus 5 equals 0. From z to the power of 3 plus 1 equals 0. I know that z is going to equal cis of pi on 3. Pi on 3 is 60 degrees, so it's going to be half plus square root of 3 on 2 I negative 1, and the negative of this, so 1 on half minus square root of 3 on 2i, and then for z squared minus 2z plus 5 equals 0. This is just going to be z Does this factor out nicely? It doesn't, so let's do z minus 1 squared plus 5 minus 1. Okay, we're back. Where was I? Was I solving this? I think I was solving this. So completing the square, we get that z minus 1 squared plus 4 is going to equal 0. I did this minus 1 because to factorize this would be z squared minus 2z plus 1, z minus 1 squared. And since I plus 1, I'm minus 1. I could have taken the 1 from the 5, but I just do it this way just to make sure I know where all my steps are going. So then z is going to equal 1 plus or minus, and this would be 2i. So then therefore z is equal to 1 over 2 plus or minus square root of 3 on 2i, negative 1, and 1 plus or minus 2i. Because this becomes z minus 1 squared minus negative 4. Because I want a difference of 2 squares. And this minus 4, if I square root it, negative 4, I'm going to have 2i squared. So then difference of 2 squares, plus or minus, yes, okay. Pretty happy with that as well. A parallelepiped is a prism which faces a parallelogram. The AOPB be a parallelogram formed by the horizontal sides OA and OB. And C is negative 1, 2, 5. And this is OA. And then, oh, sorry, that's B. And this one is A. Let theta be the size of OAB, let phi be the size of OC and the positive z-axis. Determine A times B. Oh wait, okay, so A times B. Okay, I have the value. So A times B. I was like, how am I going to do this? I don't even have the thingies. So 360. 0 times negative 820. So let's do the top first. So it's going to be that times that, which is 0, minus that times that, which is 0. If I do the middle, it's going to be that times that, which is 0. Okay. And then minus that times that, which is 0. If I do the bottom, it's going to be that times that, I think. So 6 minus 48. So 54. Let me, oh, I need my phone sheet. Wait. It's somewhere in my bag right here. Let me just make sure I'm doing this all correctly. So I believe the cross product is in our formula sheet. Alright, so A times that. The top row is A2 times B3, A2 B3, yep. Minus A3 B2, okay. Second row is A3 B1, 0, minus that one. And then the last row is A1 B2 minus A2 B1, so it's 6. Okay, what's that? The volume of any prism can be found by considering the formula volume equals space times height. Also true there. That explain why I will determine the volume of the parapleid. A times B will give the perpendicular height, will it? And what's C? base times height. Oh, okay, I see. So C dot A times B is equal to C dot magnitude of A, magnitude of B, sine of theta. And magnitude of A, magnitude of B, sine of theta is equal to area of base of the parallelepiped. And then C is like the height, where H is the perpendicular height of the prism. Is C dot that the height though? AB sine C sine theta. Well, it needs to be half of that. 2 times area of base of parapleid. And for C, so if I do half of C dot A sine of theta. I don't think I'm cooking, guys. I think this might be right. But AB sine of theta is twice the area of the parapleid. So I need half of it. So C dot half of AB sine of theta is going to equal volume. But what does this half and this C go into? I need the perpendicular height of the prism. AB sine of theta. Oh no, that is the area of the base. Because that half of AB is for the triangle. So if that was like a triangle there, but it's double, okay. So it's area of the base, but is C the perpendicular height? Perpendicular height of or maybe it's perpendicular to the prism, I guess. Parallel. I'm just going to say it's C is perpendicular height Therefore, C dot A B sine of theta will equal volume. Okay, determine the exact volume of the parapet. So this is C dot, which is -1, 2 and 5. Wait, why did I do 5 on 5? Dot A times B, which was 0, 0, 54, 0, 0, 250, plus 20, so 270 units to the third power. And it's not like it has meters or anything, right? By using appropriate trigonometry identity, explain in terms of u the expression where x is equal to square root of 3 tangent of u plus 1. Oh yeah, we put my timer on. Whatever, it's too late for that. So let's do, by using appropriate trigonometry, simplify in terms of u the expression. So tan of u so let's just sub this in. So this is going to be 3 tan of u plus 2 square root of 3, squared, tangent of u plus 1 minus 2 square root of 3 tangent of u plus 4. Oh wait, and then minus 2 plus 4 is going to be equal to 3 tangent squared of u. These terms will cancel, and I get minus 1 plus 3, so plus 3. So this is going to be 3 secant squared of x. Because if I have cosine squared of x plus sine squared of x is equal to 1, let's divide everything by cosine squared of x. So I get 1 plus tangent squared of x is going to be 1 on cosine squared of x, which is secant squared of x. You can see here what we have is just 3 times of that. So we're going to get this is 3 times secant squared of u. Okay, very nice, very nice. And then hence evaluates that exactly. So let this. So we'll say let x equal square root of 3 tangent of u plus 1. And then let's say dx du is going to equal square root of 3 secant squared of u, because tangent is 1 on cosine squared, which is 1 on secant squared. Let's make sure that's correct. Do they even give the derivative? Oh, they do. d dx of tan of x is secant squared of x. Okay. And when, so let's say dx is equal to square root of 3 secant squared of u du, and then when x is equal to 2, I'm going to have 1 on square root of 3, it's going to equal tangent of u. This is when it's 30, so u is going to be equal to pi on 6. And then when x is equal to 1, 0 is equal to tangent of u. And we have tangent is sine of cosine, and sine is 0 when u is equal to 0. And And pi on 6. Pi on 6 of sine is a half. All over square root of 3 on 2. 2 minus square root of 3. Okay, nice. So then therefore, we're going to have this is pi on 6 of 0. Dx is going to be square root of 3 secant squared of u all over. And we know that this is 3 secant squared of u. And then it's square root to the power 3. So square root of 3 secant squared of u to the power of 3. Du. Now, so then this would be pi on 6 to 0 square root of 3 secant squared of u on 3 secant squared of u square root of 3 secant squared of u. Will be du. So this square root, these square roots of 3 are going to cancel. So that square root of 3 and that square root of 3 are going to cancel. This secant squared and that secant squared will cancel. So this will be 1 on 3 square root of secant squared of u du. So it's just going to be equal to pi on 6 of 0 of 1 on 3 secant of u du. Now secant is 1 on cosine, so if it's 1 on secant, so it's 1 divided by 1 divided by cosine, so that's what's going to be cosine, so this would be a third of that of cosine of u du. So this would be 1 on 3. Then this would be sine of u from pi on 6 to 0. So it's a third of sine of pi on 6 is a half. Sine of 0 is 0. So this is 1 on 6. I believe so. That's a bit of that was quite a funky integral. I thought from here we might get a bit stuck, but I think we got it all correct. About a minute left. Because 1 on 3 times, let's just do 1 on cosine of u. Yeah, so this is 1 divided by 1 on cosine of u. So 1 times cosine of u on 1. Let's get to cosine of u. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I believe 1 on 6 is the correct answer. So yeah, like I said, I'm probably going to do the rest of this exam tomorrow. And then we shall see. I'm not exactly sure about this here. Do I have to put the absolute value signs in there? H is the perpendicular height of the prism. Oh, there goes the timer. So yeah, I'm gonna pause here, and then we're gonna come back tomorrow. Well, for you, it would be like 10 seconds or whatever. So yeah, see ya. Okay, time to do calculator assumed. Let's just get started. Time is on. Let's go. Okay. Consider the complex number for that. Consider that for all positive integers, n, zn minus. Okay, so z dash is going to be. Okay, let's find z. Z is equal to. It's going to be 2 cis square of 3. So this will be pi on 6. Pi on 6. So then Zn is going to be 2 to the power of n cis of n pi on 6. And then Z dash of n is going to be 2 cis of negative pi on 6. So then Z dash of n is going to be 2n cis of negative pi on 6. So then Zn minus Z dash of n is going to equal 2n cosine of n pi on 6. Oh, let's got the n here. Plus 2n I sine of n pi on 6 plus 2n cosine of n pi on 6. Is that minus? No. Cosine of negative is still positive. And then minus. Oh, and no, because this is minus. And then this one will be plus, because we're taking it away. Conjugate says, so then this will be plus 2n I sine of n pi on 6. So then the cosines cancel, and we just get left with 2 plus 1 sine of n pi on 6 I. There you go. Let's sketch our equations of inequalities without terms of Z without. Okay. So let's say that the absolute value of Z minus 1 plus 2i must be less than or equal to 1. So location is 1, negative 2, so minus, yep. And the radius is only 1. Okay. So then this one will be argument of Z from 2 down, yep. From I must equal 3 pi on 4. Okay, if only the circle inscribed. For the location, focus on pi, determine the maximum value of argument of Z, correct negative 1. Also 0 to 2 pi, so it's going to be some tangent there. And another radius is 1. And now that is going to be, so let's say origin, or let's let center equal C, and origin equal O. O to C is equal to 1 minus 2i. So then the magnitude of that is going to be square root of 5. And that means that this theta here, that's 90 degree, it's going to be, so then sine of theta is equal to opposite of hypotenuse, which will be 1 on square root of 5, cas wait, so after I find that, what else am I going to find? Because that will also be 1. Okay, so this angle is also that. It's also theta. So sine theta, so cas theta is equal to solve sine of x is equal to 1 divided by square root of 5. Given that I want this to be 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 2 pi, and I want this in radians, please. Standard, I want a decimal. So it's equal to 2 on 6. Oh no. So 2.67 or 2.68 or 0.464. I think quite clearly on the diagram. Understand theta would be less than pi on 2, therefore theta is equal to 0.464. So then argument of z, max is equal to 3 pi on 4. Sorry, 3 pi on 2 plus 2 theta, which is going to equal, because we're going to go half, 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 so that's 3 pi on 2, and then 2 thetas around. So 3 pi on 2 plus 2 times 0.464, which is 5.64 radians. And 2 pi is about 6.28. So yeah, the lifetime is distributed as an exponential random variable for mean of that, and standard deviation of 20. A random sample of these devices is selected. Mean lifetime. State the distribution of the mean lifetime. Justify my answer. This is exponential random variable. Exponential, does that mean it's like this? Oh, I know, because we're looking at the sample mean. So the sample mean, since we're taking 50, it's going to be normal distribution. Okay, okay. So then u is going to equal 20. And then sample, so it's going to equal, okay, I've been doing too much methods. Let me think about, what is it? Z of S, that's confidence interval. Sample mean, it's just going to be S on square root of n. So the standard deviation normally is 20. So square root of 50 is 2.828. Therefore x is approximately normal distribution, the mean of that, and a variance of 2.828 squared. Determine the probability that the sample mean lifetime is between 15 and 28 years. So sample mean. So then x is equal to 25. It's going to equal, we're going to have normal CEF from 15 to 25 for a standard deviation of 2.828 and my mean of 20. So equal action CF 0.229. Is it one of percentage? No. J, the chief engineer, informs that the lifetime may not be exponentially distributed but could be more complicated. Still, we answer in part B. Change? No. As n greater than 30. Sample size is large. Sample size is large. Thus, sample means will fall into a normal distribution. Sample size is large and mean is the same. Fall into the same normal distribution. Pause. I'm gonna have to put my timer on. Go back. A different random side of n of these was selected. Repeating sampling with this sample size was 3%. Chance of obtaining a sample mean greater than 25 years. N. So U will still equal 20. But then my standard deviation is going to be 20 on square root of n. Shows that there is a 3% chance of obtaining greater than 25. Therefore, so let's say y is approximately a normal distribution of 20, and then 20 on square root of n squared. And so then I want to solve that my normal CDF of 25 to infinity of 20 square root of n of 20 is going to equal 0.03. I think we could do this with what do you call it? Z-scores. So we'll see in a second if it'll give the same. So I want to solve normal CDF of 25 to infinity of 20 on square root over x of 20 equals 0.03. I get that n is equal to 56.6, therefore n is equal to 57. So let's see if I do 3% chance z-score. So I'm going to do solve. I'm just doing this to double check that answer. Norm CDF from x to infinity, because it's like greater than 25, right? Yeah. So if 1 of 0 equals 0.03. Excuse me. Solve norm CDF. To infinity of 1 of 0 is 0.03. X is 1.881, and therefore 25 minus 20 on square root of n is going to equal 1.881. So solve that 5 on 20 square root of x is equal to 1.881. Equals, yeah, 56.6. All right. And equals 56.6. Therefore, n equals 57. Okay, a particle travels in a straight line so that its velocity and displacement are related by the equation. Determine the acceleration in terms of its displacement. Acceleration in terms of its displacement. So I can do acceleration is equal to v dv dx, which is equal to 2 on x times negative 2 on x squared. So this will equal negative 4 on x to the power of 3. So if I differentiate 2 on x, I'm going to get negative 2 on x squared. Yep, and v is just 2x. It is known that the initial displacement of the particle is x equals 2. Determine the displacement x as a function of time. So x of t is going to be antiderivative of x as a function of time. Oh wait, no. This is minus 2 over x. And v is dx dt. So then I need to do that dx is equal to 2 dt. I completely forgot about differential equations. I think I'm doing this right though. So this will just be x squared on 2 plus c is just equal to 2t. And initial displacement of the particle is x equals 2. So x of 0 is going to equal 2. Therefore, we're going to have 4 on 2 plus c, so equals 0. So c is negative 2. Therefore, x squared on 2 minus 2 equals 2t. So then x is equal to 2t minus 2. So x is equal to 4t minus 4. Square root of t is 4. So that should be plus. Plus minus x of 0 is equal to 2, therefore x is equal to square root of t plus 4. Okie dokie. How many questions are there? Oh, the love heart, look at that. What the hell? That's cool. Jesus, 23 pages, alright. The graph of that is shown below. Sketch the graph of 1 on f of x. So let's just find our zeros first. So we're going to have negative 1 is a vertical asymptote. And 1 is also a vertical asymptote. Let's find our 1 values. So we are 1 and negative 2. We are 1 at a half. This side. Okay. And then we're going to get 2 at here. And negative. No. So this one can just go up like that. And then down here. Negative 2.5, and an open dot. So we have the closed dot there. Because we then go up like this, and then similarly down 1, and then because there's 2.5. Now like 2 like that. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, I'll see keep going. Sketch the graph of negative absolute value of x with a negative absolute value of x. And it's just going to be open dot that. And like that. And then close dots here and close dots there. I draw my closed dots, half and a half. And I draw them there, yep. I think this is right. Negative absolute value of x. Yeah, okay. So absolute value of f of x minus 1. So minus 1, it would be like this. And then I'll be there, to there, to there. And then if I did the absolute value, it's going to be like that. And it'll be boom. You know, 0 coming up, boom, like that. And I want this to equal 1. So I get, it's going to be 1. Oh, sorry, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. Negative 1. 0, 1, and 2. Yep, okay. Parts of the graph of that is shown below. A tangent is drawn to the curve at point 2, 7. Well, I'll be back, no one's calling me. I'm back. Determine the equation of a tangent to the curve at point T. So let's see. So we're going to have 3x squared plus 8 dy dx. It's going to equal 0. So then the derivative is going to be negative 3x squared on 8 at, what was the point T? 2, 7 dy dx. It's going to equal negative 12 on 8, which is going to equal negative 3 on 2. Am I being stupid? Nope. So then y equals y in tangent. It's going to equal negative 3 on 2 of x plus c. And then let's just solve in these points. So we have 7 is going to equal negative 3 on 2 of 2 plus c. So these 2's will cancel, so then c equals 10. Therefore, y tangent is going to equal negative 3 on 2 of x plus 10. Determine the area of the shaded region. Okay, so x to the power of 3, 8y plus, equals to 64. So then this simplifies to y is equal to 8 minus x3 on 8. Yep. So then the area of the shaded region. I have to find the point P. So then negative 3 on 2x plus 10 is equal to 8 minus x to the 3 all over 8. I'll just solve some CAS. So negative 3 2x plus 10 equals 8 minus x to the 3 and 8. So I get x is equal to negative 4 and 2. Therefore, area is going to equal negative 4 to 2 of 8 minus x to the 3. Wait, no, I want the linear one first. So negative 3 on 2x plus 10 minus 8 minus x to the 3 all on 8 dx, which is going to equal negative 4 to 2 of 3 on 2x plus 10 minus 8 minus x to the 3 on 8 dx, 13.5 units squared. The shaded region is then rotated about the x-axis. Calculate the volume of the resulting solid, correct to 0.01 cubic units. Rotated about the x-axis. So volume rotated solids of revolution. So V is going to equal pi of AB y squared dx. So this is going to equal pi of A to B of oh wait, okay. So this is going to be just negative 3 on 2 x plus 10 squared dx minus negative 4 2 pi of negative 4 on 2 of then this is my 8 minus x to the power 3 on 8 squared dx. Then this will give me 4 and 2. Because for a second I was thinking I had to put them all into the same fraction. I mean same brackets, like here. Instead of here I go minus 8 or whatever, continue that. But no, I'm pretty sure I just take the volumes away from each other. Dx minus 8 minus x to the power 3 on 8 dx. So I get 920.9 minus 1, 94 units 3. Okay. I see that's a lot though. I guess it's the only one that I really mix with. Not sure how we do it in the other way. Not so confident about that one. Tom wants to estimate the population mean hours worked by Australians per week. Here's a random sample of 400 and determines a 99 confidence interval. The upper and width of determine the sample mean for this sample of 400 workers. So the upper limit's at the width. So then U is going to equal 40.62 minus 1.108 or 1.08 all over 2. So 40.08 hours. Correct the sample standard deviation for the sample of 400 workers. 99 confidence. So then if width, so the margin of error is going to equal 1.08 all over 2. So 0.54 hours for 99% confidence. And K is equal to 2.576. Therefore, 0.54 is going to equal 2.576. The sample standard deviation, not the sample mean. The sample. Because isn't the standard deviation of the sample mean? It's the sample standard deviation. So then this would be times boom on, or S I guess. S on square root of 400. So 0.54 equals 2.576 times x divided by 20. 4.193. Of mine, just wants to 0.01, so 4.19. Two of Tom's colleagues each take a random sample size of 400. Similarly, determine that the confidence intervals are shown below. Anya makes the following statements based on the conclusions. Okay, why each of our statements is true or false. Tom's sample has a larger standard deviation compared to sample and model. True. We know that margin of error is going to equal K of S square root of N, but confidence and sample size are constant. Thus, Tom's sample standard deviation must be larger, or must be largest, to account for it having the largest interval width. Largest to account. Tom having largest interval width. Tom's method for sampling must be biased since his confidence interval does not overlap with mine or Sam's. No. So, false. Confidence intervals or 99% confidence intervals will only contain actually, it must be biased since his bounds are both above. Only be accurate. Only accurately contain population mu 99% of the time. It is not a certainty. Which of these confidence intervals contains the value for P? Justify your answer. Well, it's 40.08. So it is actually only Tom. sample mean for this is wait, never mind, hold on. Because this one is the one that Tom made. Oops. No. Oh wait, is this a trick question where it's like not enough information since none of them are certain? What is which of these three confidence intervals contains the value? Contains the value from mu. Like this doesn't mean the actual value from mu. Plus surely the answer isn't just Tom. Okay, so for this sample, I'm gonna say not enough information. Not enough information. As these 99% confidence intervals are not certain to contain U. Plane is represented by the equation. Determine and describe what this represents. Let's try to do this by hand first of all. So 2 times 0 minus 3. So minus 3. And then 6. 0. And then negative 2 minus negative 6. See if I get the same thing on the cast. Need a cross product, so vector cross product of negative 2, 2 and 3, and then 2, 1, 0. 3, 6, negative 6. So the perpendicular vector to both negative 2, 2, 3 and 2, 1, 0 is negative 3, 6, negative 6. Show that the equation plane can be rewritten as that. So let's do r dot, or let's say n of plane can equal a third of negative 3, 6, negative 6, which would be negative 1, 2, negative 2. R dot n is going to equal a dot n. So then let r equal x, y, z. Then we have that x, y, z dot negative 1 to negative 2 is going to equal a let's just take 3 on 5. Negative 1, 2, negative 2 dot 3, 1, 5. So we have negative x, 2y, 2z. It's going to equal negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1, negative 11. So times everything by minus 1, so x minus 2y plus 2z is going to equal 11. Consider the sphere with the center at point there. Determine the Cartesian equation for S if plane is tangential to the sphere. So then, if plane is tangential to the sphere, then radius has wait, no, let's do 11. Sphere radius is some. Right, so let's say line from S to plane. Let's say that R is equal to, so the line is going to be the normal vector. So it's going to be negative 1, 2, negative 2. So we start at 3, 4, negative 1, plus some lambda of negative 1 to negative 2. Then the plane will intersect at so then we have 3 plus x, 3 minus lambda, 4 plus 2 lambda, negative 1 minus 2 lambda, dot negative 1 to negative 2 is going to equal 11. Cas lambda is equal to, I'll move this over, oops, move this all over a bit, so I can do solve. Right, solve lambda is equal to, so solve, and I want a dot product, 3 minus x, 4 plus 2x, negative 1, oops, 4 plus 2x, negative 1 minus 2x, and then negative 1 to negative 2 is going to equal 11. Lambda is equal to 5 on 7. Therefore, radius is going to equal the absolute value of 5 on 7 of negative 1 to negative 2 equal to, so let me get a vector, the normal of 5 on 7 of negative 2, 15 on 7. So then sphere S found when it will intersect and how far it is away. Okay, so then this would be when R minus 4 or 3, 4, negative 1 is going to equal 15 on 7. That's my radius. Okay. Page 18. A rumor that the federal government plans to cut University funding begins to spread around the campus. There's a combined total of 1,600 students and staff at this university. 100 people know this rumor via social media post at 8 a.m. one morning. Let n of t equal the number of people at the university have heard the rumor. It is found that the rate at which the rumor spreads around is given by the equation k a.m. 60 people per hour. So then at 8 a.m. n is going to equal 100. Therefore, 60 is equal to k of 100 times 1600 minus 100. So then k is equal to 60 over 150,000. Shows 60 over 150,000. 1, 2, 3, 4. Literally 1, 2, 3 zeros and 4. Zeros and number 4. At 11 a.m. there were approximately 500 people who had heard the rumor. Using the increment formula, determine the approximate number of people who learn of this between 11 a.m. and 11:15 a.m. Okay. So we know that d or some value of s, some change in n, it's going to be approximately dn dt s of t. So then at 11 a.m. dn dt is going to equal 0.0004 of 500 over 4,100, which is going to equal 4 times 500, 100, so 220. S of t is 1 on 4. S of n is approximately 220 divided by 4, which is 55. Okay, page 19. Wow, we are steamrolling ahead. Jesus. Given that that is equal to that, uses separation of values technique to show that n of t is given by that. Okay, so dn dt, dn dt is equal to, let's do 0.0004 n of 1600 minus n. So then let's move the n's over. So I'm going to have 1 on n of 1600 minus n dn. Going to equal 0.0004 dt. So this is 1600. 1 on n plus 1 on 1600 minus n dn. It's going to equal 0.0004 dt. So then this is 1 on 1600 ln of n. And then since there's a minus here, this is going to be minus 1600 ln of 1600 minus n. Make these absolute values a bit bigger. 1600 minus n. And this is going to equal 0.0004 t. So then let's multiply everything by 1600. So I get that ln of n is minus ln of 1600 minus n. going to equal 0.004 times 16, which is going to be the 0.006. Oh wait, 1600, so 0.0640. 64t, and this becomes ln of n all over 1600 minus n is equal to 0.64t. Oh, I need to do plus c. Plus 16. Actually, no, plus c is fine there. It's just a constant that we don't know. And we know that n on 1600 minus n is going to equal e to the 0.64t e to the c. So we say at t equals 0, we know that n is equal to 100. I think. Yeah, 100. So then we have 100 on 1500 is equal to e to the c. So then 1 on 15 is equal to e to the c. Therefore, n on 1600 minus n is going to equal e to the 0.64t on 15. I could solve for c, which would just be ln of 1 on 15. But then when I plug that back into here, I'm just still going to get that. I'm still just going to put it on 15. Actually, not maybe I'll do that. So let's put this down here. So now C is equal to ln of 1 on 15. Alright, at what time does the ruler spread at the fastest rate? So fastest rate at let's see. Half of population, half of n max, when n is equal to 800. I guess you could also just put some graph maybe. So n is 200, therefore 800 on 800 is equal to e to the 0.64 t on 15. So in cast t is equal to, solve 1 is equal to e 64x at 15. So when t is 4.231, I'll correct it in just a minute. So 0.231 is equal to 60 is 13.86 is equal to 14 minutes. Therefore we have that it's going to be at 12:14 p.m. Oh, we're nearly done, guys. We're nearly there. Question 19. A small rocket is fired from the ground at an angle of theta to the horizontal with a speed of 70 meters per second. The rocket has assistance of a steady wind that is blowing horizontally at W meters per second. Coordinate system is set up to track the path of the rocket as shown below. Okay. So then R of t, and at t, so then V of t is equal to antiderivative of a of t dt, which is going to be 0, negative 9.8 t plus c, and then v of 0 is 70 plus cosine, 70 cosine of theta plus w, and then 70 sine of theta. And for phi of t is going to equal 70 cosine of theta plus w all over 70 sine of theta minus 9.8 t. And then r of t is just equal antiderivative of phi of t dt. It's going to equal 70 cosine of theta plus wt, 70 sine of theta t minus 4.9 t squared plus c. R of 0 is equal to 0. And for r of t is equal to 70 cosine of w plus theta plus wt, 70, let me make this bracket bigger, sine of theta t minus 4.9 t squared. Alright. Obtain the Cartesian equation for the path of the rocket in terms of theta and w. So x is equal to 70 cosine theta, 70 cosine of theta plus w t. Y is equal to 70 sine of theta t minus 4.9 t squared. So I can just say that t is equal to x on 70 cosine of theta plus w. So then y is equal to x or 70 x sine of theta on 70 cosine of theta plus w minus 4.9 x squared on 4900 cosine square of theta plus 140 w cosine squared on just cosine of theta plus w squared. Okay. The range of the rocket is defined as the horizontal distance traveled from its launch point, which it strikes the ground. Assuming the wind speed is 2 meters per second, determine the optimum angle so that the range is maximized correct to near 0.01 degrees. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, you're joking. Oh my god, you're joking. Maybe I'll leave this as 70 cosine of theta plus w squared. I can go with that. Okay, so I want to maximize x. distance traveled from its launch point to which it strikes the ground. So then y will equal 0. Therefore, I'm going to have that how am I going to do this? I can see for 70, so I do 4.9 x squared on 70 cosine of w theta plus 2 squared. It's going to equal 70x sine of theta all on 70 cosine of theta plus 2. Okay, so if I divide them both by 70x, it's 4.9 divided by 70, 0.07x. It's going to equal sine of theta of 70 cosine of theta plus 2. So if I do the x d theta, oh no, I just have to, okay, so let's say x is equal to this is 7 on 100. And that was 70. This is 110. 10, so it's 49,700. So then this would be 100 sine of theta, 70 cosine of theta plus 2, all on 7. So then the x d theta is going to equal, let's see, derivative of the front, so 1 7. Front is just going to be 100 cosine of theta, 70 cosine of theta plus 2, plus derivative of the inside is going to be negative sine, so negative 70 sine of 100 sine theta. 7 of 7, get rid of this 1 7, so it's just going to be 1000 cosine squared of theta plus 2, or plus 200, minus 1000 sine squared of theta see if I'm cooking on that. So differentiate 100 sine of x, 70 cosine of x plus 2, all on 7, standard in radians. So 7000 cosine of x plus 200, 200 cosine of x. Oh wait, yeah, I can't just divide it both all by 7 because this isn't divisible by 7. So I'm going to have 7000 cosine squared of theta plus 200 cosine of theta minus 7000 sine squared of theta, all on 7. We say let dx d theta equals 0. Cos theta is going to be equal to, or given that 0, that's going to equal to theta, that's going to equal to 2 pi. Let's see what this equals. So we solve ans equals 0, given that 0 less than x less than 2 pi, just because I want to keep it sane. Then my angle. Please don't give me two angles. Oh, it gave me two angles. Oh, it gave me a lot of angles. Actually, I want it in degrees. Let me do that. 360 degrees. Now that is a lot of angles. Theta is 135. I probably want it to be 180, right? Otherwise, then we're going into ground. Otherwise, into ground. Okay, so I do 180, and then that should cut some of these. But I got 135.58. So 0.6 and 45.6. Okay, so now I'll do d squared x d theta squared. This is going to equal 1,400 or 14,000 of negative sine theta cosine of theta minus 200 sine of theta minus 14,000 sine of theta cosine of theta all over 7 at theta equals 135.6 d squared x d theta squared is equal to, I should have differentiated this up correctly. Okay, and then we have sub that. So this given x is 135.6 decimal 1979, which is very big. And given that x is equal to 45.6. Therefore, since that's greater than 0, there's actually a minimum turning point. And theta is 45.6. We have that d squared of x on d theta squared is negative 2019. Less than 0, therefore max. Therefore, does it want the maximum? Determine the optimum angle. I just want the optimum angle. Therefore, optimum angle is 45.6 degrees. Alright, the graph of that is shown below. By implicitly differentiating, obtain the equation. Do not attempt to obtain. Is that a challenge? No, I'm joking. Okay, by implicitly differentiating to give the equation, so I'm going to have 3 times. Actually, I always write the full thing. So I think it was x squared plus y squared plus 1 to the power of 3 is equal, or minus 1. It's going to be equal to x squared y3. So then d dx, I'm going to get 3 side of the derivative of the inside, which is going to be 2x, 2y dx, plus 2y dx, outside of x squared plus y squared minus 1 squared. It's going to be 2x y to the 3 plus x, so 3 x squared y squared dy dx. It's a product rule. Sorry about that. Actually, no. It's going to attempt to. Make sure I got this right. So I got the 3, I've got the derivative on the inside, the rest. 2x y 3, 3 squared dx. Alright. Determine the exact slope of the tangent to the curve at the point L, which is 1 and 1. So then at 1 and 1, at 1, 1, d dx. Actually, no, I'm just going to say that, okay. 3x, no, 2x, 2y dy dx. Outside of x squared plus y squared minus 1. Bless me. Squared is equal to 2x y to the 3 plus 3 x squared y squared dy dx. This becomes 3 outside of 2 plus 2 dy dx. Outside of 1 plus 1 minus 1 squared. So that's just going to be 1 squared, which is 1. It's going to be equal to 2 plus 3 dy dx. So let's see what I've got here. So we got 6 plus 6 dy dx. It's going to be equal to 2 plus 3 dy dx. So then 4 equal to negative 3 dy dx. And dy dx is going to equal 4 on 3 negative. 1 negative. Yeah, looks about right. Let me differentiate this on my cast and see if I get that. Action, calculation, differentiate. X squared y squared minus 1 to the power of 3 equals x squared y to the power of 3. X. Yikes, that is quite ugly. So I can say this, given that x is equal to 1, given that y is equal to 1, negative 4 and 3, nice, okay. At point H, the graph is horizontal. Determine the coordinates of point H correct to 0, 0.01. Point H, the graph is horizontal. So in horizontal, if dy dx equals to 0, so then I'm going to have 3 on 2x plus 2y on 0 on x squared plus y squared minus 1 squared. It's going to equal 2x y to the 3 plus 3 x squared y squared on 0. How am I going to determine the coordinates of point? Oh, never mind. Okay, yeah, I think I know where it's going. I'm going to have to find some substitution. I'm going to have to sub it into the original thing, I think. So let's see. 3 we get 6x, because that disappears. Outside of x squared plus y squared minus 1 squared is going to equal 2xy to 3. That disappears, and then let's divide everything by x, divide everything by 3. I get that 3 of x squared plus y squared minus 1 squared is going to equal y to the power of 3. I don't like this. There's 3 on x to the 4. Oh, I don't wait, what? Graph is horizontal. Let's do this on my CAS. Transformation will expand x squared y squared minus 1 squared. Oh my god, that is so ugly. What the heck? Oh, this is the last question. I feel like I'm definitely doing something wrong by doing this all by hand. It's 2x squared. Oh wait, can then hold on, I need to simplify this. Oh, not like that. Collect like terms. Combine. That didn't combine. Oh no, that's times. So 2x squared y minus 2x squared is 2y squared plus 1. I am most certainly confused. It's horizontal. And this is 0. Wait, what if I just do this? So copy this bad boy. Solve. This equals to 0. Is that going to spit me out something nice? No, I don't think it will. Yeah, that is not nice at all. So give me y. Four plus y to the 4. 3y to the 4. 6x squared y minus 6x squared 6y squared plus 3 equals y to the 3. So let's bring y to the 3 minus 6x squared y plus 6y squared is going to equal to minus 3y to the 4 What the heck? Ah, I have a y3 here. Wait a minute. Okay, so then I know that's equal to y3. Aha! I'm cooking now. Therefore, sub into original equation. I don't need to isolate a specific y or x squared. I can just sub in just y to the power of 3. So I can say that x squared plus y squared minus 1 to the power of 3 is 2x squared. Sorry, it was just x squared of 3 times x squared plus y squared minus 1. Wait, will this help? Minus 1 squared. I actually don't know if this is going to help, actually. Because I haven't eliminated any variables. Oh, damn it. Let's see if this gives me anything. Solve x squared plus y squared minus 1 to the power of 3 is equal to x squared 3 x squared y squared minus 1 squared. Okay. This gives me that x is equal to plus or minus square root of 1 minus y squared, or plus or minus square root 2y squared minus 2 on 2. Okay, so we always say that x is greater than 0. Therefore, x is equal to square root of 1 minus y squared, or square root of 2y squared minus 2 on 2. Not sure what we can do to differentiate between them, but let's say that, so we have square root of 1 minus y squared squared plus y squared minus 1 to the power of 3 is going to be equal to, let's put this here, x squared y to 3 is going to equal square root 1 minus y squared squared y3. Let's see if this gives me anything. So solve square root 1 minus y squared squared plus y squared minus 1 to the power of 3 is going to equal square root 1 minus y squared squared, and then y to the power of 3 y. Argument type. Okay, I'll just switch these for x's. Oops, we don't need to do that. And x power 3. What? I can't do this? Oh, like that. Okay, so x is equal to negative 1, 0, or 1. I don't think that's the right answer. So we'll try again. Let's put in this time the other one. So square root 2x squared minus 2 on 2. This square root 2x squared minus 2 on 2 squared. Okay, this looks more like it. So y is equal to, from graph, not none of these. So then we'll try, right here, that I write 2y squared minus 2 on 2 squared plus y squared minus 1 to the power 3 is going to equal square root of 2y squared minus 2 on 2 squared y3. Then y is equal to negative 1, 8, 3, 9, 1, or 1.2367. That looks like the 2367 to me. Sorry, that's me. Only wants 3 decimal places, I think. 0.01. So this is 1.237. Graph 1.237. Therefore, x is equal to what is it equal to? Square root of, this is going to be equal to square root of 2 squared 2y squared minus 2 on 2 is equal to 2 times 1,237 squared minus 2 on 2. 0.728. Is that correct? Not so much. Oh wait, I can say from here, but from graph. Y greater than 0, therefore x cannot equal this one. So I can just get rid of this whole thing here. Delete. Y is greater than 1, therefore x cannot equal 1 minus y squared. So it's that. But it says it's 0.728. Oh, because I think they're all on the same square root. So let's do 2 times 1.237 squared minus 2 on 2. Non-real on calc. Oh, no, wait, 0.5. Oh, wait, yeah, okay. 515. Yep, that looks nice, okay. Therefore, bring this up here. Therefore, h is 0.515, 1.237. Okay, wow, that was a toughie. That was, wow, only for 3 marks as well. Whew. Okay then. Let's say here, given that y is greater than 1, I grab all this. Being like that. Alright. Okay, 10 minutes. I don't really want to check anything. I'm feeling a bit lazy. So we're just going to end it there and get to marking. So yeah, see you in a second. Okay, welcome back everyone. We just, well, not we, I just marked and we got a decent score. Decent starting score, 92.3%. Pretty good. Surprisingly, I can't tell, I got a lisp. Surprisingly, we actually got, we lost more marks in calculator 3 than in calculator assume, which usually doesn't happen. But let's go through them. Here, this is very silly. I was doing it for f of x, not g of f of x. I mean, sorry, I was doing it for g of f of x, not for f of x. But yeah, because this is the g of f of x function, not just f of x. And I realized because in the marking key, when it said range of f is just greater than 0, I was like, wait, what? So I'm going to check back, and I was like, oh wait, it's just talking about this f of x. Yeah. But yeah, this wouldn't be true because the domain of the inverse is equal to the range of the original function, and the range of the original function square root of x minus 3 is greater than 0. Or it's like y greater than 0. So the domain would be x is greater than 0. And since x equals negative 1 is less than 0, yeah, it's not defined. And then going down here, I didn't state that there was a unique solution for when k is not equal to negative 1. And then my geometric interpretation was also wrong because for k equals negative 1, then we would have two parallel planes because these two would have the same left-hand side but different right-hand side. So they'll be parallel and never intersecting because that would be negative z. But I did say that for k equals negative 1, there's no solution, undefined. Going down here, I just needed to say a squared plus b squared minus b equals 0. I didn't need to isolate a. That's fine. That was all good. This was good. Very happy we got that mark. Here, oh, it's so sad. Because 1 is on the bottom of the integral, it's the second variable I have to calculate. I should have made it a negative. And then the negatives would cancel each other out and make a 1 in 2018. Which I remember thinking, I wonder if I missed a negative anyway, because I don't know, I feel like the exam markers wouldn't put a negative 1 in 2018. I just feel like it would be 1 in 2018. Nice and simple. But yeah, I missed that. I also missed another mark here, because this needed to be 2, not just 1. So I needed to multiply this by 2 and then have a half on the outside, and then if I carry that along, you would have a half. But I gave myself follow through for anti-differentiating correctly, because I mean it's pretty much the same thing, just with a half on the outside. And then you got a mark for putting plus c, so I got one mark there. Here I lost a mark because my explanation of this, which I thought I would lose. This was fine, where I said it's the base of the parallelogram. I could have maybe said that a times b is equal to that, but I mean that's already given, so you almost have to mark anyway. I thought this was a nice, very interesting. So to find a perpendicular height, it would be, you've probably saw my triangle already, it would be the magnitude of c cosine of phi, which will give you the magnitude of that. So then what you need is, for the volume, you need your perpendicular height times area, which we can rewrite as cosine of that, or blah 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 of that. And then, since this actually represents a dot product, which is how you get your c dot a times b or whatever. And that's because this angle here, this angle phi, is also, since a and b is perpendicular, parallel to the z-axis, the angle there would also be phi. Well, not theta, but yeah, it would also be phi. So it is the angle between AXB and C. It's great. I thought that's very cool. So that's how you could use it as a dot product, because normally theta is the angle between these two vectors. Yeah. So in this case, we have a vector c and a vector a times b. But if you do a dot product between them, you actually get the volume. So that's very cool. And then going down, calculate the volume correctly. And then the rest of that we did nicely. So yeah, just a few mistakes, quite a few arithmetic mistakes, a few forgetting to like carry over the ones or whatever, include the halves or whatever, and then some where I just can't read the. This one was like, this one I need a bit of a revision on, so that's fair to lose. And probably just pay a bit more attention to like the equations. And then also here, just not reading what I'm supposed to be doing, f of x, not g of x. So we'll quickly swap over to calculator assumed, and then we'll go through that one. Okay, so let's go through calculator assumed. It was, we had 87 on 91. So let's go through it all. I could have, one of the marks was stating it's a normal distribution. I didn't say that, but here I did say that x is a normal distribution, so I think I would have just claimed that mark as n is greater than 30. Here we lost a mark because I don't know what I was doing here when I was trying to simplify this x. I think I was trying to do too many steps at once. First of all, there should be a 2 in front. And then second of all, this should not be a 4, it should be a 1. So I don't know what I was doing, so I knocked a mark off there. I did everything else right. One of them was for using the separation of techniques, and then for anti-differentiating correctly, and then you have to simplify to get your x of t correctly, but I didn't get x of t correctly. So I knocked the mark off for that one. And here, all these graphs are fine. All of this stuff is fine. That was correct. All this is fine. The marking key was a bit odd here. Well, not a bit odd, it's just a bit different to what I said. I said not enough information, implying that you couldn't determine, but they specifically said cannot be determined. So 50-50 I should give myself a mark. And then instead of me saying 99% confident intervals are not certain to contain mu, they just talked about, they said because of the inherent nature of random sampling. But I think I should have got that mark. I actually think my answer is better than that. Because inherent nature, what does that mean? You know? So yeah, but I will write that down sometime to say cannot be determined. Cannot be determined due to insufficient evidence due to inherent nature of random sampling, as 99% confidence intervals are not certain to contain mu, maybe something like that. And then here, oh, this was very bad. I lost 3 marks. I got 1 mark for getting this line. However, since I wanted to use the -1 to -2, I needed to make it equal -11, because if it equals 11, I should have used the normal vector as 1, -2, 2. So I should pay attention to which one I'm using. But if I did do -11, then my lambda would equal -2. Also, this is just straight up wrong. I don't know how, but I read it in my CAS and it's 4 and 9, so I'm not sure what numbers I put in there. But yeah, so lambda should equal 2, and then you get a radius of 6. And then it also wanted the Cartesian equation, which I didn't do either. So yeah, a lot of mistakes there. I put a mistake here, a mistake here, and a mistake here. Because it went Cartesian, not the vector form. So yeah, 3 marks off. Those 3 marks out of the 4 we lost, I believe. Which is quite silly. A lot of mistakes in this one question, that's alright. Yeah, I just realized I lost like all my marks in this one question. Oh well. Yeah, nothing much to talk about. Just gotta make sure to keep an eye on which normal vector I'm using. And then just making sure that it equals the correct constant. It's -11 and 11. Alright. Because in the marking key they used, they did 1, -2, 2. So obviously they had that as plus, that's minus, that's plus. And then they said it equals 11. Yeah. For me, it needed to be -11. And then going down, I think the rest of this was pretty spot on. For this one, they just graph x of theta on CAS and just found the maximum that way, which is fair enough. That would give you your answer a lot faster than having to do all this garbage. But it was the correct angle, 45.6. And here, That was okay. This was good. And from here, they did this one. They put this out. And this one. And then they just solved simul on CAS. And that will get you this straight away. So then you don't have to go fumbling around, rewriting the equations, ignoring certain ignoring certain solutions for x. So yeah, solve simul on CAS. But in the end I did get the correct answer. It just took me a lot longer than it should have. I could have saved a bit of time and maybe, I mean I didn't go back and check, but if I wanted to, I could have gone back and checked. So yeah. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with this result. So yeah, I mean, 92% on spec, first exam back. I haven't studied at it for all, I just wanted to see how I do. It's actually better than the 2017 one by 4%. Wow, 3.5, 3.6. So I'm very pleased with that. And most of them were calculator free, which is quite odd. And then I barely lost any. If I didn't mess up that vector equation, that sphere question, I would have only lost 1 mark. What did I lose the mark for anyway? Oh, it's for this one, yeah. And that's just a simplification error, so pretty happy with that. Pretty chuffed with myself. So I'll be doing one, I don't know, maybe I'll do like calculator free tonight and then I do continue it tomorrow or something like that. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Time to game though, later.